welcome back to Go To Garage. So we're back to the bug. One of the things that kind of bugs me is 3 months ago, I ran into an issue with the bug. So it does that. It'll turn on, and the bug will run. It'll run, and then I come to a stop, and when I try to get back in, it will take me 9-10 times to get her started. So this is a video to show you as to why it is. So stay tuned, and I'll explain why. Alrighty, and just a reminder, as always, before we jack up our bug, to go ahead and loosen up the lugs before we jack up, so they're loose when we jack it up. And of course, friendly reminder to always put it back in place. Last thing you want is to kick a lug out in the shop and then boom, guess what? You don't know where it's at, right? Damn. Go to the AutoZone or Riley's, Pep Boys, wherever. $2.49 for a lug, not bad, but of course I've seen them $7 to $8 a pop sometimes. And before we get started, just a friendly reminder as well to disconnect your battery. Always want to disconnect your battery. So let's take a look at the starter. Alrighty, with our lovely light there. And of course the starter has the 17 nut there, and of course on the other side is not actually over there, if not inside the engine compartment. The reason why is because this starter has a D-bolt, so instead of you having to hold the bolt from here and have somebody try to screw it from the engine side, they put a D-bolt so you can screw it yourself while the D-bolt does not spin. So the reason I'm changing this one is because yes, the bug's a manual transmission, and I'm gonna switch it to a automatic starter. The reason why is because these manual starter have a bushing, and that bushing has to always be perfect. If it's crumbled on the inside or deformed, it's going to keep hitting until it actually properly engages. So we're gonna go ahead and swap that one out for this one. That's the part number right there, 16300. That's for an automatic bug right there, so it'll work better. Keep in mind, please never bench test these starters. The reason why is because these starters can only be tested while on the bug. The drive on these, keep in mind, as it's making contact with the bushing. If you bench start one of these, you can seriously hurt someone. One of the stupidest foolishness that I've heard someone say is, oh, put a positive lead and a negative lead on the starter. No, you are going to hurt someone. The drive is gonna shoot out because it has nothing to hit. Instead, the automatic starters, you can bench test those. So if you ever go to an auto parts store, it will tell you do not bench test. So let's go ahead and remove those two nuts and switch it out. And of course, after taking the deck lid off, there it is. Taking the deck lid off. See that lovely little guy right there? This guy right here. That's the one we're gonna have to take off. If you leave the deck lid on, you are gonna have a bad time. You're gonna hate yourself because the deck lid is gonna get in the way. So that's why I personally like to take it off. It makes it easier. And of course, just like I said, when you install it back on, it won't be trouble because the D-bolt is the one that is going to make sure that it doesn't spin and it gets stuck, so you can adequately tighten it by yourself. Here's a little fun fact. Let's see if you guys can see this. Check out those sick welds. This was done by a buddy, Ricardo of mine. And that's what happens when you ride low and you don't have a bump stop. Is I ended up breaking that off, so he went ahead and welded for me, and it's worked ever since. But anywho, getting back to the starter. Now the starter, don't forget, go ahead and take off those leads right up there. take off the positive lead and the ground, you'll be okay to fly. So, here we come. Take that one off with both washers on. On the side. Down 2 leads. Get my hand nice and up there. And out comes the starter. Ta-da! With the D-bolt. Let me put this down for a quick sec. Sorry guys, you guys are getting black time. Alrighty, now there's the starter. There's the D-bolt we were talking about. See the design right there? That's the design. So, as you're tightening from the other end, D-bolt does not move and you keep tightening. There you go. That's the D-bolt. This is bottom, and there's the top one. Cool, so we're gonna switch it out with this automatic starter. Check that out. This is what I tell you guys. Please don't bench test this. That is bad. That is a no-no. Don't bench test this. It will hurt you. You're gonna have bad time. So, we're gonna replace it with the automatic one. There she is in all her glory. Now, as you can tell, big difference. Manual one is smaller than the automatic one. However, on the back side, we have one lead, actually 2 on this one. And then this one here has another lead on the other side. Ta-da! And then, of course, one to the solenoid to the body, and of course the main one. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this one off. Yes, sir. I'm gonna go ahead and take this one off. And of course, we're gonna replace it. Triple tested by AutoZone, allegedly. So we're gonna go ahead and mount this one up and see what happens. Bye-bye manual starter. Hello automatic. And of course, this one you can bench test. Unlike that one over there, this one does not need a bushing. And you can bench test this one all day long. Not that one. You can murder someone with that. This one you can't. Well, actually you can if you bang someone on the head. But anyway, this one's going back up. Let's get her done. And of course, always double check everything is connected. So we got everything snug up there. This is snug. Always gotta check just to see. And of course, that one in the back is also snug. Snug like a bug. So, without further ado, we can go ahead and drop it back off from the jacks and the jack stand. Put the lovely wheel back on. We'll be ready to rock and roll one more time. Goodbye, manual starter. You are no longer needed. Alrighty, and of course, lovely little bug hack for those of you who have bugs or are planning to get one. This is primarily focused on those of us who have this cap, either this cap or the nice big old round smoothie caps. Funny thing is, I was looking for it all over until I remembered that I still kept the box for it. I bought this, the Duralast 3-ton dual piston quick lift from AutoZone. Luckily, I kept the box still. And normally, when you buy these jacks, they have the portion that lips where the pistons are locked up at a certain angle so it fits in the box. And what holds that back is this lovely guy right here. Now you guys know where I'm going with this. Our lovely caps here, especially for those guys who have smoothies. If you go to a wheel shop, they will try to take off your lovely caps with a flathead screwdriver. That's what they will try to do. And we all know what happens. They will try to pry it, and then boom, they miss and it'll scratch our caps, messing them up. And it's a pain to find just a single one because, let's admit it, no one is selling a single cap. They're selling it sets of 4, right? So I came across this jack, and then I came across this, what was holding the piston back. Now these are pretty cool due to the fact that they're able to open and close. Now, these 2 lovely holes, right? They will be on the outer part. Let me gently set it down. And of course, what I loved is I'm able to take these 2. I'm able to hook them into the holes. Look how natural, oh shit. Look how naturally they actually hook up. Okay, I can't do this with one hand. There we go. And there it is. It hooks onto the cap very, very, very tight. There's a view from the back. It grips onto it very firmly. It's not gonna pop out. And of course, all they have to do is pull forward. And if they don't want to use a lot of force, they can put in an extension bar and just pull it slightly and it'll start peeling off like the peel of a banana. But that is my bug hack there, ladies and gentlemen.